Yeah, so massive thanks to Lee Freeman. They've helped us out a bunch, and he's helped me out so much over the winter season, just keeping my stamina up. And I think he's really helped me out, and a big favour to us, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's come on board as a Patreon sponsor, as well as that we know Lee quite well. I've worked with Lee before. He did a fitness program for Hudson, something that we followed over the winter series.
And it's really good that he's getting in touch with the kids as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's helped me a lot. I think that it's been a lot to stand for. I think it helped massively when you're out in Spain. So, yeah, massive thanks to Lee Freeman. You'll see Lee's logo, Lee Freeman Fitness. You'll be able to find him on Facebook, Instagram. And, yeah, you can see his website there, or his
picture.
Not his picture.
His logo.
His logo.
Yeah.
His logo to his Instagram page. I think he's mainly active on Facebook as well. You need to follow him on Facebook. He does like daily lives as well. Absolutely fantastic trainer. Been a massive part of our lives over the last 4 years, definitely over lockdown. So massive thanks to Lee. So as we roll in to episode 10.
Episode 10. This episode's going to be about basically overview of his weekend at Teesside.
Yeah, Teesside, which was round one of the British Mini Bikes Championship. It feels like we haven't been up to Teesside for such a long time. Yeah, it's been...
I think the last time I went there, it was rainy, wasn't it? It might have been. I don't know. But, we haven't been there in so long. We've just been at other parts, but it felt weird going there. And you should see how much the lap times have come forward. Now, we're 4 or 5 seconds faster.
Yeah, it's been a common theme over pretty much every single class we watched in the 90s, and they smashed the record.
Who? I think it was Daniel Stevenson's record that they smashed, weren't it?
Yeah. Which is a good thing. It just shows that the levels improving still, which is really good. We watched all the MiniGP 90 races. So, yeah, we're going to roll into what happened over that weekend. So, we went up on a Friday. We spent a lot of time on Friday messing about with setup.
Yeah, because we had the Pirelli tyres, and it was the first time in the 110s that it was a requirement for the Pirellis. So, and because it's for the PMTs, you knew all the pressures, you had set pressures that you put on every time. But because we had Pirellis, we didn't know what the pressures were. So we went out and we're like, the bike feels rubbish. And then we were tweaking all weekend. I think it was the last day that we got it right.
No.
But we would tweak
Friday. We tweaked all Friday, and by the end of Friday, I think we pretty much got it dialed in. There was a lot of messing, a lot of people talking with each other, talking with Simon. Simon was a massive help.
Again, just shows they're friendly at the paddock.
Yeah, talking with Steve. They were running the Pirellis. They had they were running the Pirellis in the 160. A lot of information passing backwards and forwards.
And even Steve, who were running the 160s, nobody had a clue.
Well, everybody had a ballpark, but we kind of tweaked them over the weekend.
We got on pinpoint.
I think. Yeah, I don't know if everybody was in the same boat. There's a big thing. Everybody's saying, "Oh, these Pirellis aren't very good," but
I don't mind.
I don't think it's I don't think you kind of have to keep them up to temperature. We'll touch over some of the things that happened, as in sighting laps, trying to keep them warm, running down to the holding area with the tyre warmers, and everybody having to do that because they definitely need to keep them warm. So Friday, spent most of Friday messing about, installed your steering dampener on request. As you said, it didn't feel very good, so we took it off.
We had some big problems, didn't we? And it were that I was coming down the back straight, and there's the flip flop at the end, and I was coming into there, and I nearly crashed. And I came in, and my handlebars started shaking, and we couldn't figure out what it were. And I think what were the things that we changed? It were
steering dampener.
We switched the tyre around because we
changed the gearing a little bit.
Yeah.
Steering dampener, lowered the forks or raised the forks. High.
Yeah, I think we raised them.
We kind of had it set up for a short. Where did we ever set up for?
We had it set up for Spain, didn't we? And in Spain, all the tracks are like really tight and twisty.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we changed a lot of it, and it worked.
It works, and I went out in the next session. I didn't.
Although we changed, I will intervene. We changed. Hudson was struggling with it. He said it just didn't feel right. He weren't very happy about it, and we changed like 3 things.
Yeah.
I wish we'd have done them individually to kind of pinpoint what sorted it out. But ultimately, that's part of what Friday's for.
And we just wanted to get it out of the way. I think we just changed everything, and it worked.
So yeah, that was Friday. Good day, good weather.
Yeah.
First time that we'd shacked up with Steve and Luca Wilkinson. They've got a new caravan, so we're in the paddock area with them, which were pretty cool. First time Luca's stopped at track. First time Lucas stopped at track,
and he really liked it because normally he has to go home a bit earlier to go to the hotel, but he could stop there with all the kids, and all the kids at night we all go play.
Yeah, so
it was nice for that.
That was pretty cool. Exciting weekend.
Yeah.
So we rolled into Saturday. New format on Saturday is 4 sessions.
Yeah,
which
and
is
there's no
FP,
races.
No races on Saturday.
And you've got qualifying as the final session, I think.
Yeah, there's FP1, FP2, Q1 and Q2. So in Q1 in the 110, I don't think we've got any 140 details. So another thing as well, Hudson was running his 110 bike in the 140 race, which is a new ruling that you can do in 2022. So I think somebody actually corrected me. I think Ethan Dunning, he was also on his 110.
Was also on his 110
in the 140 race. But I think there's only a couple of people that did that. It was a good positive for Hudson. It was like double track time. He ran his 110, had a session break, back out on your 140. Even though he was running with the 140s, it kind of worked out like really good for that weekend. It gave him a lot more track time, I think. And
it helped with like overtaking and stuff, because in that 140, how many riders are in it? Like 24.
Yeah, there's like 24.
And
there were 24 riders on the.
Just switching all the time.
Yeah, so kind of did that. So we did qualifying. Steady P5. It's saying so Q1. Oh, Q1 you come P5. So there's like double qualifying now. So you get a second chance at it, if you want to call it that, which I think is a good thing. Sometimes people have problems in qualifying 1. You might come off. You're not allowed to rejoin. That's another rule as well. You're not allowed to rejoin if you come off. So if you did come off,
but I think the rule is if your bum leaves the seat, then you're not allowed to get back on your bike.
Yeah. So good that you've got Q2 and in Q2. Let me just have a look here. Q2 before lunch, I got the PB of the weekend, and I got P1 in the session before the break for lunch. Q1 after dinner, I was disappointed that I didn't get close enough to my PB with the time on the board, and I was provisional P3. Q2, I knew I could push into the 121s, so that was my aim, which I achieved a PB of 121.137, which puts you on P3 for race 1. Which was your PB
ever at that weekend, I think.
At
that point, yeah, that
was your PB over the weekend. So I'm not saying that I ask anything of Hudson, but you come in and if you've done your PB in qualifying so far that weekend, that's
going really good.
I don't think that's a bad thing. So he did that. He ran P3. It felt like he come in actually. Felt like he was disappointed that he'd not got pole, but
there were some good riders at that round there. They were I forgot his name now.
Wallace Doherty.
Yeah, Wallace
P1.
Doherty. And then
what was that? Wallace what?
Doherty.
Wallace Doherty and Charlie Cunningham. He were P2. Hudson were P3. As well as that at Teesside. I don't know if this is every round at Teesside. the grid is 3 wide. I don't know if that's ever around.
No, I think it's only at like Teesside because
it's a wide track.
It's a really wide track, but like at like Row, like I think that's only 2 wide, and like some other tracks it's only 2 wide, but they normally do 3 when it's they race cars around Teesside.
Yeah,
sure
they do have bigger vehicles and carts, and I think they do drift cars. But yeah, so it was the front row, and actually P3 was to the right. I don't think that's right, but yeah, it's like a bit of a
P3 was to the right.
P1's all the way to the left.
P1's all the way to the left, but the first corner is a left-hander when it's the start because they cut out the flip-flop in the straight. So the first one. So yeah, P1 is right because you're on the inside and you got the inside line.
Yeah, but it's fast and you want to be on the outside bit, turning around that bit. But anyway, so it was on the
how you want to look at
anyway, you were on front row.
And
yeah, so that was qualifying done on Saturday, which is a strange one, but kind of gets you excited for Sunday. And on Sunday now there's 3 races. Also, as well as that, you did
one practice, isn't there? You did the start.
Yeah, you did qualifying obviously for the 140. I've not actually got that details on where you qualified there. I'm guessing you probably qualified 12.
Might have been 12. It might have been 13th. I'm sure I overtook like 1 or 2 people. I'm sure, and I kept them behind me.
What, are you qualifying? Anyway. So qualifying were done.
Remember.
Both for the 110 race, 140 race, P3 for the 110 race. I'm guessing it were probably around about 12th or 13th in the 140 race, which again, it's just for track time so that's all right. So in race 1, this is what we've put here. Was confident on the grid that I get a good start.
Before we say anything, that last day, weren't it? It was so packed, and like the sessions were like on, and like everything was in that one day. Did you like it, like in that one day, all the races?
Well, it makes for a little bit less hanging around on a Sunday. Obviously, it's first time that we've run 2 classes since we did the final 2 rounds last year.
Final 2 rounds with
which it keeps things busy. There's a lot of waiting time around sometimes. So obviously doing both classes with the 140 and the 110, you kind of always, you're in, like on Friday, it was non-stop. It was like out on the 110, in, wait 1 session, I think it was back out, and it seemed like they combined everything on Friday, if you can remember. So you're out with the 140s anyway. So it was like in, out. I think that's right. I'm not sure.
But I think they were like, on Friday, there were a big gap between them, weren't they?
Yeah, actually, I'm getting that wrong. But anyway, on Sunday and Saturday, yeah, it's pretty much non-stop. Like Hudson had to do 3 practice session 1s, 3 practice session 2s. Obviously, 2 qualifyings each bike. So that keeps you busy. So as we rolled into Sunday, I apologise, gridded up. A little bit nervous. It feels like we hadn't done no racing for a long time, but it hasn't been that long. Like the last Winter Series race was at
we're at
Three Sisters.
Three Sisters, yeah.
Actually, you've done a little bit of racing in between that. So you've done a little bit of racing at the Danny Webb camp at flat tracking.
Yeah, we did Danny Webb.
You've actually done some proper flat track racing as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know how Hudson were. It was weird, stood on the line again, being back in that situation where you're like, right, here we are, race start, let's rock and roll. I try and stay calm for Hudson. I don't show any nervousness, but inside,
you should see his heart rate. It's like, didn't you say?
Yeah, it's like at 140 when we're watching the race. So yeah, and not to add to this, which was worse, is that did something happen? Oh yeah, so race 1 started. Hudson got straight into the lead. Flag dropped. Hudson got all shot straight into P1.
I'm a good starter. And
P1 on the first corner, led all the way around the first lap. I think you got 1 lap done, and unfortunately, just on the flip flop
on the second lap,
on quite a fast bit of course actually, Wallace come off just behind Hudson. You can't actually see it. You can see you can unfortunately like see him go straight off at the side of the screen, but you can't see what happens. I don't know if he just loses its front, but it's just.
I think he does. That is the bit
and
where
he
you
does
got
a few
a lot.
cartwheels again. I'm presuming from where he were, he scuttled across, and they ended up red flagging it because it was a high speed thing. So, and again, going back to the ruling again, unfortunately, Wallace weren't able to restart because that's the 2022 ruling now. So Wallace, they checked him over with medical team. I think we had about a 10-minute delay, maybe 5-minute delay.
And we were on the grid.
On the grid.
Pirelli's
on the grid. A lot of parents like saying, "Oh, what's happening here? Like, what we're going to do?" So they let us have 2 sighting laps.
Yeah, just to get the heat in them.
And then on the sighting lap, a rider come off on the sighting lap.
Did they?
Yeah. So
who was it?
Did
I not say it?
Yeah, rest of the race, P3. I forgot who it was. Someone come off on the sighting lap. So then we got to the grid again. And then they had to tell that rider to go off, and in that commotion of that happening, you did another sighting lap. Come round again for the start.
You just have to keep them warm.
No Wallace on P1, unfortunately. Another rider further down the grid was off. I forgot who it was now.
The thing is, though, Wallace weren't in P1, but they didn't move us up. So P1 was just empty. And
so they were just Charlie and Hudson. So, again, heart rate's going mental at this point, and they dropped the flag. I think they dropped the flag. You and Wallace shot. You and Charlie shot off.
We went side by side into that corner. I didn't even have the right line, but we were coming into it, and it's a really fast corner, and we were coming into it, and I'm like that, and it's like he's like bang underneath me, and I just get the revs on a bit more earlier. And then he's in slipstream trying to get me in braking zone, and I did an endo into first corner, and he nearly overtook me because I was braking that hard, and he nearly overtook me, and then I managed to keep him behind, and then I rode like really defensive all that race.
Yeah, he were bang behind you all the way around that race. It were again,
really
got a good
race.
start. Obviously, I didn't see that. I don't know if you can see that first corner bit like. It looks like Charlie's in front on that first corner.
But we weren't. We were side by side, and we just stuck with his lines, and nobody gave up.
So that happened. Flag drops again. Away we go. Restart. This that other. So you got Charlie pretty much bang behind you all the way around the race. I think you got a little bit of a gap on him towards the end of the race. Let's have a little look. So the flag drops. Restarted again. That's finished. Finished in first place. So you just stayed in front of Charlie. You finished in first place, and Charlie was bang behind you pretty much all the race. And I think maybe on the last lap or the second to last lap, you got about a second gap in it. That's what it says there in the stats there. That Charlie finished 1 second behind you, and Travis come in third place, which was your first ever MiniGP win on an Ohvale.
First ever Ohvale win.
Yeah, first ever Ohvale win. So that were fantastic.
Came in buzzing.
Yeah,
I were excited for race 3.
Race 3, race 2.
Yeah, race 2.
So rolled in. A new thing that they're doing on the B&B is that you roll into like Parc Fermé now, and they had
that's proper
spot,
cool, that.
second spot, and third spot, and you actually get
MotoGP, and they've got like them like, do you know them like stands where it says first, second, and third. And they come and interview you, and is it live streamed now?
I don't know if it's on the live stream. It's in the cloud. So they interview you when you come in after racing.
Yeah.
Alan interviewed you, P1, P2, 3. That were mega cool. Really nice thing, I think, after racing that. It's a little bit of jubilation after racing.
And as well, you get them extra plates, don't you? You get some extra like first place, second place plates there.
Oh yeah, so yeah, you get the actually behind me there. You get a P1 plate, like a metal card.
Plate, really cool.
Yeah, pretty cool for I've really good.
We did
addition.
a picture of it where I was holding them out like cards.
So I was absolutely overwhelmed. Fantastic. Hudson were buzzing. Race 1 finished in first, so that really good. So race 2. As well as that, you got the fastest lap in race 1. So in race 2, you started on pole. Just a little recap on that. So you got away from Charlie Cunningham. You did a 120 in the lap before, which you were really happy about because you'd got into 120s, and you basically nailed a few laps in at the beginning of the race, and you ended up building a little bit of a better gap. Charlie I think he were bang behind you, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
And you built up a 2.5 second gap on Charlie this time over the race, which were positive, and Jack Hamilton come in third. So that were race 2. So 2 races, 2 wins on this 110. So you were really, really happy about that. Again, straight into first from the start.
Yeah. It were. I think I got a good start again. I think I just shot straight in front. There were no side by side into the first corner, but I got a really good start again.
You could probably feel Charlie behind you for them first few laps.
Yeah, could feel Charlie. I went defensive for like first couple of laps, and then I could slowly hear him back in. Like I'm getting a gap on him, and I slowly slowed down and managed the race. But by how did it say how big the gap is?
2.5 seconds, not much.
2.5.
So yeah,
but yeah,
positive race 2, 2 wins out of 2, absolutely ecstatic. So headed on to race 3 in the afternoon. Started on pole again. Still had work to do to shake off Charlie, who also got into the 120s in race 2. So Charlie had also started to kind of nearly match your time. I think there were only a few tenths between you having him having pole or you having pole.
Do you remember? No, we got the exact same time one lap, didn't we?
Oh yeah, that is right. I think that were in race 1, mate. That were in race 1.
Oh man, but
that's on the live stream.
But he says it, and you could see it, and it's like summit 121.444, and we're like, what? That's so mental.
Yeah. So that's so that anyway. So recapping, race 3, started on pole, putting a PB of 120.120. Built up a little bit more of a lead this time, so I think you shot straight into first again.
Yeah.
Stayed in first, and ended up with a gap at 8.5 seconds to. Unfortunately, Charlie come off. It says. So yeah. Charlie I think you were in P2 or P3, and Charlie come off. Jack Hamilton ended up behind you. You were 8.5 seconds behind you, and Travis Shaw come in third place. So that was.
It were weird coming in, into that park firmer bit. It were weird coming in there because I were in front and I didn't know who was in third and fourth, and I came in and I see Jack come up, and then I see Travis come up, and the next race I see Jack and then someone else, and it you didn't know who were behind you.
Again, really nice touch that. So rewinding a little bit, in between all this drama these 3 wins, Hudson was in the 140 race, so we'll briefly touch over that. So again, Hudson was on his 110 bike in the 140 races, and in race 1 you come 12, in race 2 you come 12, and in race 3 you come
12.
So in all 3 races. So that race was 24 riders in that race. I don't know how many MiniGPs there were. I think there were about 16 MiniGPs and maybe about 8 or 9. Anyway, it added up to 24. So there were 24 riders. The JSM, it was the JSM 140 class.
Yeah.
So basically Hudson's bike from last year, which was a supermoto bike. I don't know if they're all Bambino size. I presume they might not have been. Anyway, there were 140 engines. So the same engine of what they all should have been.
Yeah.
On the supermoto bike. I think they're actually all same engines like Parker or CW Racing or Simotos.
You normally either buy them from Parker or Simotos, yeah.
So yeah, and they did a new thing. I don't think I've seen this before. So the JSMs started 10 seconds after. So the MiniGPs went first. I think they were a 10-second wait, and then there was a secondary flag drop of the MiniGP, the supermoto bikes having their own race. Obviously, the different handling. Sometimes some people can ride them JSM 140s better than MiniGP bikes, but 9 times out of 10, I think that the MiniGP bikes can handle better than JSM bikes. Actually, Arnie caught up with the back of the group, which was, I think it was Hudson were in the group 12, 13, 14, 15, guessing, and Arnie just on the last lap just caught up with them, which was some going from Arnie. That was cool.
And Arnie were like in our group, and he's on this.
Your old bike.
You're on my old bike, and it like he's in there, and then you've got like a big trailer, like MiniGP's behind him, and he's the only bossing it on that.
On the JSM 140, so that were really cool. Again, extra track time, and I think it stood Hudson in good stead that over that weekend. Like it was double track time, riding with
close racing.
Riding with, I'd say, better riders.
Yeah,
there's no detriment saying that, really.
The 140 is a higher standard than the 110, definitely.
Yeah, it's not knocking it, and it's not a negative comment.
But it's just.
There's some good riders.
Yeah, there's some really good riders.
It's the best 110 riders probably from last year.
You've got the best 160 riders, and you've got best 110 riders, and they all go into that 140 because they bunny hop over it.
Yeah, so really good, positive weekend. So yeah, we'll wrap up that wicked weekend.
Really good weekend, yeah.
Absolutely buzzing. Absolutely overwhelmed on that. Massive thanks to everybody who sending messages.
Yeah.
If you'd have said that were going to happen before we went to Teesside, I wouldn't have believed that were going to happen, really.
But really good start to the season. Yeah.
Yeah, massive positive. Sometimes it feels like when that happened, you're thinking, wow, that were a lot of hard work that we've put in over winter. Well, you've put in over winter, and it kind of
just shone.
Yeah, good positives.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap up that.
One last thing, we need to talk about the raffle.
Oh, no, we're not going to talk about that yet.
We're not?
No,
okay.
Not yet.
Right.
I've got show notes here, Hudson.
Alright, sorry. I'm interrupting.
So that was Teesside. In between then, we're just going to wrap through a few things that we've been doing here. Sorry we hadn't had a podcast sooner than this. We've been trying to get this podcast onto Spotify video, which is a new feature that we're hopefully going to be doing this episode in. We finally got approval on that, so you'll be able to watch this as well as listen to it as a normal audio podcast and watch it on YouTube, on Spotify. That's why we've been delayed in doing this podcast, because this is obviously from Teesside nearly a month ago. So in between that, we've done loads. So we've been to SX Works, which is like an indoor motocross track in Sheffield.
That was really cool.
That was super cool. I'll put up some images of that. That were wicked day.
Yeah, really good.
We got kindly invited down to MFM Bike Night, which was to do with RW Paintworks. That was super cool. You can see all these videos on YouTube or on Hudson's social media.
Cool bikes there.
So that were good. So we were there. We set up all the stuff. We had Hudson's new bike with his new liveries there. That was super cool. Talking to loads of people. Some crazy bikes, some really sporty bikes.
We've seen this what were it?
India.
Yeah, Indian bike, and the rev was on the left hand side, and there was a gear shifter, and it just didn't make sense.
Yeah, pretty cool bikes there.
We'll put some pictures up.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to be going back down to that MFM Bike Night when we've got time. It's on like a Wednesday night. It's down Junction 28 area, I think it is. I forgot where it is now. So yeah, it's a nice little route. It was really cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, it were. It's like outside a biker's pub.
Yeah, dusk till dawn.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's no joke. It's like they had a band on as well after.
Yeah.
So yeah, really cool place. What else have we done? Went to this was only a couple of weeks ago, so we went to the Danny Webb camp.
Yeah, that was.
Which was at Lockwell Hill, which is a local track to us. That were a cool day there.
Really cool, and like training
with Danny.
Yeah.
Went there with Luca Wilkinson. There were like six Fab riders, I think. 5 B&B riders. We've seen Isaiah.
Yeah, we've seen Isaiah,
which was super
Spain.
cool. We've not seen Isaiah since we've been out to Spain, so that was cool seeing Isaiah.
Yeah.
They hung about all day, so that were really cool. Me and Steve were busy doing a couple of engine changes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that on Friday. In fact, we had a mega busy weekend then. On the Saturday, we got invited down to Motorcycle Live with the British mini bike. So Alan,
that was real cool.
Alan, Dave, and the whole B&B team were down there. And who was there? There were
Luca,
Wilkinson, Tyler Humphries.
Tyler, you got who else was there?
Don't draw a blank. I forgot who else were there now. We were talking to him as well.
Yeah, we were.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe I can't remember his name. There's a 140 and a 160 rider as well. It'll come to me in a minute.
So sorry.
I forgot what his name is. Got so many things. I've not got that in my notes. I even tagged him in a photo on Instagram because you were watching the stunt show. So yeah, that was super cool.
Yeah, and
I'll find his name now.
We're all at the show. They had like this like demo area where you did like there were people like there were stunt guys who were doing like wheelies, like standing on handlebars and stuff, and there were like stunt shows, and then there were people who came to show off the bikes, and we were going on just to show off all the sponsors and his bikes and his leathers and helmets and stuff, and at the end of the day, everyone else went home. And it were me and Luca who were in the bit, and we had this massive crowd watching us, and it was just me and Luca that were entertaining everyone, and it was
that was pretty cool.
That was really cool. And we were having people doing flags and stuff with race starts, and we're doing 110 versus 160s. It was so fun.
Drag races. So there were like a little bit of a stunt area. So there was a stunt show on. There were like a wheelie show, a bit like a burnout guy, trick guy.
There were a bunch of guys.
Amazingly, like this were absolutely fantastic. Like so many people that come up and like talk to us.
And
everybody had all the bikes.
We must have gave out like 100 flyers.
Well, more than 100 flyers.
More than 100. Yeah, we had these flyers that we were giving out, and I think I gave a flyer to every single person that walked to the like bike bit, and there must have been like 100 people, 200 people that were just like, they were like a big crowd that just like came over, and there were times when we were on, and there were so many people that were like really interested, and there were people who even want to get doing it, and luckily we had Alan there to yabber on about B&B.
So many kids like sat on the bikes, started the bikes up.
We started up bikes up, let kids rev it.
There must have been six Ohvale is here. Luca was there with his 140, 160, 190. I'm still trying to think of this kid's name.
Everyone were like, what on earth? Like everyone couldn't understand how like Luca had 3 bikes, and like it would just. And there were some kids who were like really, really interested, and the like that many people who were really interested in like YouTube channels and stuff like that, just having a follow on social media and stuff like that. And me and Luca let some people like put on his gloves and boots and stuff like that.
I'm determined to find this. I'm determined to find this name. We're absolutely fantastic there. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I failed on that.
You said you tagged him in a post.
No, I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. Instagram photos. It's got to be on here. Let's have a look. Here we go. I've got it in a second. Number 85. Loading. Oh my gosh.
Have you not tagged him?
I have tagged him there. Oh, it's not showing us. Oh, epic! I've got the photo. Anyway, I'll put the link up on the page. I forgot his name.
I don't know. I'm mistaken with someone else. I feel right bad.
Joshua?
No, not Joshua.
It's not Joshua Williams.
No, not totally. Joshua Williams.
Oh my god! Absolute brain trump. I can't get Instagram to load up because that's where I've tagged him properly.
Oh man.
I'm not putting him in.
Oh, I know him as well. I speak to him all the time.
I know. His dad had mini motors, weren't it, if you can remember?
Yeah.
known him years. Sorry, I apologise for that. So yeah, so that were a fantastic day. Really good. Went and watched the flat tracking. Went and watched the absolutely insane Wall of Death.
We'll put some videos up on that. That were mental.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen Wall of Death. That was not even
the G's that they must go through on that.
That was insane.
At the start of it, they had to do a safety warning because
I just think that was.
I think that were a joke.
Spinning yarn for you. It were dangerous though.
It were really dangerous.
Oh my! It was nuts.
They had a thin wire that would it was like a fence basically, and they came up and they must have been like that close away from you.
It was crazy.
Like if you stuck your hand out into it, you could have slapped him in the face. They were like there, and they come up and they go. Woo,
how's it go?
Woo. Yeah, and they come up and they go like right close to you, and then they shoot
and
back.
They went round
right
in formation,
yeah,
like 3 of them,
and they're like doing it no hands and like.
Do you remember it had like automatic revs?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So yeah, there was that. There was a stunt show with like an air ramp.
That were really good.
Loads of different bikes, old classic GP bikes, trike bikes. Oh, you name it. So the show was absolutely fantastic. It was absolutely baking hot.
Big
we started next year. If you do that again, next year we'll stop. It were amazing. If the weather's right.
And they do it for 2 days, don't they?
Yeah, but so Alan and the team were still there for the Sunday. We went Saturday only because we were busy. We had to come back and do something Sunday. So yeah, that were really cool. MCM Festival, highly recommended. Out in Peterborough, really good day out. Really cool interacting with people. So many
little shops. So much. They were like little shops just for everything.
Yeah, £5 ice cream tubs.
£5 ice cream tubs, yeah.
Unbelievable. Anyway, so that was really cool. So that's pretty much like wrapped up on what we've been busy about. Just got to do a few little bits. What else we're going to touch on? Oh yeah, so we're looking forward to coming up to Rora. So if you're listening to this on your way to Rora, we'll see you there.
We'll see you there, yeah.
Really looking forward to that, which will be round 2. A few little things we've got to wrap up on is that over this month you'll have seen it on Hutton's socials that Fina Watson did a hand-painted watercolour painting, which you'll be able to see on the screen now. We're raffling that off. If you're a Patreon member, you get tickets anyway, so you can sign up to Patreon for £1 a month and you'll get 1 ticket. If you cancel, it still doesn't matter, you still get that 1 ticket to enter. If you've got £5 a month, you get 5 tickets. People have been buying extra tickets. If you just want to buy tickets without going through Patreon, you can just send a DM or whatever, send me a message or on social media, and you can pay via PayPal or bank transfer, and you get all put in a pot, and that's going to get drawn by Hudson live at the end of this week. I think we're drawing it at the end of this week. In fact, it's a shame we should have that poster
here. We should have it right here
to show, but you can see it on the screen. It's amazing. As well as that, Fina has done another amazing little thing. We're giving this away for free. She's done like a drawing book,
and she's like
a colouring book. Sorry.
Yeah.
So she's done 4 different images. We've been releasing them all the way through this week. So tomorrow or on Friday, there'll be a link on Hudson's socials and on his website where you can just click it and you can download it and you can just print it yourself and colour it out. Also, I'm not even told you this, that we're going to be doing a competition with that. So whoever does the best drawing, coloured in, and sends it us back, and we're going to probably share it on social media, they're going to win a prize. So whoever colours in one of them 4 blank drawings back, they're going to win a prize. I don't know what we're going to give away yet. So yeah, that's what we're going to do with that.
We'll get something from the sponsors. We'll get.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Really cool little thing. Massive thanks to Fina. So links there. Like I say, you can sign up by Patreon. You can send me a message. It's £1 a raffle ticket. Fina's kindly done this to try and raise money for Hutton's Racing, which is really good. I mean, she spent hours and hours and hours painting that photo, painting that painting, and it is amazing. Actually, we're getting it away in this raffle, or we're doing it on this raffle. Really, I really want it itself. So that's that. Rora, touch on that. So we'll touch on. What do we need to load up now? We need to load up. I messed up my page now. Let's go here. So we'll go and touch on, and we missed a round of the Fantasy League. So this is a fantasy.
Oh yeah, I ain't changed mine. Uh oh.
No, absolutely. We missed the round. We missed an update because there's been 2 rounds.
Oh, okay.
So just touching on the Fantasy League, is the league on the screen now. You can still join. It's just for fun. At the moment, we have. Oh, let's have a look. How many people are in it now? I think there's like 870. A lot more now. Load. 60. 69. 69 people from around the world. So in first position, and he has been first position for the last 2 rounds, is Promisia Racing from Italy, and they are on 678 points.
Wow.
In second place is Grodizio, which is a new player that's come up into the top 10. 641 points. In third place, a team that's been in the top 10 pretty much all the time, which is Ear Team from Portugal. In fourth place is Enve from the USA, 639 points. In fifth place is Tim's Titans. He's a new player in the top 10.
Yeah, we have seen him.
632 points. We're not going to read all the way through them because we'll be here all day. But again, if you're any of these people that are watching this, or you're watching on YouTube,
tell us your name and we'll
send us a tag and we can tag you in it, because every round I do put a post out at the top 10 and I actually put out, like, I tag people in there if we know who you are, because I want to try and associate who you are on here, because I can't see your email address, I can't see anything. I just want to know who these people are, because they're from all the way around the world. It's absolutely mental. It's blown up.
At the start of this, we thought we were only going to get like 10, 15, 20 people.
So we've actually started. This is another thing that I've been doing on socials, is that we're doing like a Friends and Failure League, FNF League, which is, I've been posting, if I know you are, I tag you in another little league and I put where you are. So for instance, we know who Rambo.
Failure.
Yeah, well, we know. So we know Rambo Racing, which is somebody who's a Patreon.
Yeah.
He's in 11th place, so he's got up there. Luca Wilkinson, El Loco, he's in 12th place. He's shot up.
He's doing really well.
Luca Wilkinson's doing fantastic. Who else do we know in here? So let's have a little scroll.
Steve?
Scroll down. RW Paintworks, so I presume that's Jim. Another one of his Patreon sponsors. He's in 20th. Who else do we know? I'm in 25th.
I don't even want to know where I am.
El Dinero El Loco, which is Steve Wilkinson, he's in 36th place. Who else do we know? S20 Racing, which is S20 Doors and Floors, they're in 42nd place. Hudson's in 47th place. Anybody else that we know? Danilo, Shenzhen Racing Team. Oh, Jack Newton's joined. He's in 66th. Well, that should have a little asterisk next to it, that, because Jack joined and I think 2 rounds had gone. So actually he's doing alright, because he's not bottom, because 69th is bottom. So Jack's actually doing better than a few of these that have been in since start. So that's alright, that. So yeah, I'm going to give away a prize on that.
When does it end? Just at end of season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon it'll end at season. So yeah, we enjoy that. You can change it every week. That's that bit. So go back to the show notes. Just a few things to wrap up now. So the podcast now is available on Audible. So if you've got the Audible app, there's a new section in the Audible app. So there's a podcast section. You could just search for HKC 217 if that's what app you want to use. Also, the podcast is available on all podcast platforms. There's a link in the bio.
Also viewable on YouTube in video form.
So if you're watching this, you're watching it on YouTube, you can also listen to it. If you're listening to it, hopefully, I will have got this video version up on Spotify, which is a new feature that we've had to get approval for. You had to submit to get approval for that, so you can actually watch the video on Spotify. It just interested me. I think Joe Rogan's made everybody do that, so That's why I've submitted and tried to get on there. So yeah, if that's your app that you got on your phone, you can watch the video on that if you wish. Well. I think you can actually like minimize it. It's a little bit better using Spotify compared to YouTube. If you want to watch the things, you can minimize the video in the corner, which is pretty cool. Don't forget to follow on our social media.
Yeah.
At Hudson Kai Cooper.
Search up HKC 217. Guarantee it'll come up.
Give him a like.
Yeah, like.
Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Well, don't forget to subscribe in your podcast app.
And as well, any questions, we'll answer them.
Any questions? There's a link in the description in the YouTube video. There's a link in the description in your podcast app where you can just click a link. And if you click that link, it makes a voice recording, and you can voice record it, submit it to the show, and we can actually answer the questions on the show on the next episode.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Looking forward to this week. Looking forward to next round 2. Got some exciting things coming up as well.
Yep.
That you'll see over the next couple of days. So until then,
see you in episode 11.
See you next week.
Bye.
Hopefully. Bye.
Hopefully. Bye.